Jonathan looked at the Philistine camp on the other side of the pass. He said to his armor bearer, "Let's go over there and kill a few Philistines. Just might be that the Lord will help us. He's not limited by how many people there are." The armor bearer looked across the pass and said to Jonathan, "If you go, I'll go with you." Jonathan said, "Now here's my plan. We'll go down from our cliffs and go around to the rear of the Philistine camp. We'll stand at the bottom of their cliffs and make sure that they can see us. If they say, 'Stay down there,' then we will come back here. But if they say, 'Come on up,' then we'll take that to be God's sign that He's going to give us victory." They decided not to tell the king what they were doing. They climbed down their cliffs, went around to the rear of the Philistine camp, and made sure that they were seen. The Philistines looked down and said, "Look, some of the Hebrews have come out of their hiding." They yelled down, "Come on up here and we'll teach you a thing or two." Jonathan laughed and said, "Let's go. The Lord has given us victory." They climbed up the cliffs and killed 20 Philistines. News of this quickly went into the main Philistine camp. It caused panic. They said, "The Israelites are attacking us from behind." Suddenly the earth shook, and their panic turned to terror, and they ran in all different directions. The men over in the Israeli camp saw this and went and told King Saul. He looked around and said, "Call roll and see who is missing." They called roll and found that Jonathan and his armor bearer were the only ones missing. The terror in the Philistine camp intensified. So by the time Saul marched into battle, the Philistines were killing each other. The Israelites who had joined the Philistines now rallied around Saul. The men who were hiding in caves and rocks came out and joined the battle. Saul wanted to make sure that his men focused on victory, so he yelled, "I put a curse on anyone who eats anything until we win this battle." His men fought hard and long, but eventually became exhausted and tired and hungry. Jonathan hadn't heard about his father's curse, and he found some honey out in the forest, and he ate some. Immediately, some of the men told him what his father had said. He said, "King shouldn't have said that. Look at me. I had some honey, and now I feel refreshed and ready to go back into battle. Our men should be eating all this food that the Philistines left behind." Well, the men continued to fight. Finally, Saul realized that his men were famished, exhausted. He prepared a meal and allowed them to eat. When it was time to go back in the battle, Saul realized that something was wrong. He called his men together and said, "I'm going to find out who's behind this. And I make a vow that that man will die. Even if it's my own son, he will die." He cast lots, and the lots fell on Jonathan. The king said, "Son, what have you done?" "Well, I found some honey, and I ate it. And if I'm to die because of that, then I'm ready to die." Saul said, "I made a vow. Therefore, you must die." People of the army said, "No, he will not die. It's because of him that we have a great victory today. As the Lord lives, Not one hair on his head will fall to the ground. So because of the men, Jonathan was allowed to live. With that, the battle was over, and the Philistines went home.